An American nurse and her child were kidnapped last week near Port-au-Prince, Haiti. This comes as the country's seen an increase in gang violence and crime.
CBS News correspondent Roxana Saberi has more on the search for Alix Dorsainvil and her young child.
My name is Alex. I'm a nurse from New Hampshire, but now I live in Haiti.
Alix Dorsainvil is a nurse for the students served by the nonprofit El Roy Haiti, running what she calls a makeshift clinic to address their medical needs.
I'm so blessed to be able to know so many amazing Haitians.
The organization called Dorsainvil a deeply compassionate and loving person and said she and her child were kidnapped from its campus near Port-au-Prince Thursday. According to a recent UN report, Haitian gang violence is fueling a rise in kidnappings, killings, and injuries, with more than 1,600 total incidents in the first 3 months of this year. Kidnappings alone made up nearly 400 of those crimes, a 12% jump from the previous 3 months. The dire situation prompted protests earlier this month. And last week, some desperate Haitians, among more than 165,000 driven from their homes by gang violence, camped outside the U.S. Embassy, only to be forced away by police. We don't have anywhere to stay, Melanie Limoges said. The bandits kicked us out of our home. They rape us. Even if we are old, even the little ones, they rape. Our Vlad Dutier traveled to Haiti in May as part of our streaming series CBS Reports and spoke to concerned leaders there.
Imagine yourself in Manhattan with no police, no army, no governor, no mayor. That's the same thing. It's Haitian or Americans. Why do we have to find a solution alone?
Well, that was Roxana Saberi reporting. Now, we reached out to Dorsainvil's family for comment. They referred us back to the nonprofit that she works for, which said it is working to secure the safe return of her and her child. The details of their kidnapping, though, remain unclear.
For more on this, let's bring in Garry Pierre-Pierre. He's the founder and publisher of the Haitian Times and a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. Few others who can properly contextualize this for us. So thank you so much for being here. You know, it's like so many other stories like this around the world. Once an American gets kidnapped or once an American is harmed, that country and its issues get problems or get attention from us. Remind us, Garry, how common are kidnappings in Haiti, and specifically how often do Americans end up being the target?
Thanks for having me, Ed. Well, kidnapping goes back to 2004. And it's been out of control ever since. And we saw it just exploded after the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021. And everyone is a target, be it Americans, for other foreigners, Haitians, rich, poor, young, and old. So basically what you have is a government that's out of control. It has no control over the country whatsoever. The justice system is not functioning. The educational system is not functioning. And here we are.
You know, the State Department says that it's working on getting this woman and her child back. But when I heard that statement, I thought, working with who?
Yeah.
You know, we've had many conversations about the fact that there hasn't been a functional government ever since the assassination of the previous president. So, you know, talk to us about just whether or not the current government, whatever that is, has any sway over what's happening there, has the ability to even assist the State Department.
Well, ironically enough, it probably can, because this government and preceding governments are aligned with some of the gangs. Depending on which gang kidnapped this woman and her child, the government may be able to weigh in and broker a release of some sort. So this is where we are.
Wow.
And why, well, you talked about why we're seeing increased violence and why it's been sustained over several years. Do you have any sense of what could eventually bring the violence to an end?
Well, that's a really sensitive question, because the debate in Washington and New York at the UN is that what do we do? Do we bring a force? And if so, what kind of force? And I think what's happening now is that the gangs, they're listening, they're probably watching now. They know what's going on. And so there's a bit of a desperation, a last minute gasp for air, if you will. And they're trying to get as much money as they can, because at the end of the day, it's about money. I mean, these guys start at anywhere from $2 to $3 million. and they settle a ransom of around $200,000, depending on the person. I think an American has a higher value than a poor Haitian.
Garry, as you know, last week the State Department, encouraged Americans to leave Haiti, and when that came out, I thought to myself, we're probably talking about a large number of American Haitians, Haitians who have dual citizenship. And the State Department was offering, as far as I know, very little assistance, if any assistance, to get out of the country. When you heard that declaration from the State Department, what did you think? I mean, I thought to myself, a lot of people are still going to be trapped there without additional help from the U.S. government.
Well, I mean, when you hear these things, it tells me that some action is imminent. I don't know what it is, I can't tell you, but it's just asking Americans to leave. The reality is there are few Americans left in Haiti. Even Haitian Americans have left Haiti. And so to me, it's just giving a signal that something is amiss. And also in that declaration, they said that they were going to evacuate non-emergency personnel at the embassy. And these are often signs, we've seen it around the world, when some action is about to happen, they ask Americans to leave.
But you have no sense of what that action might be? No,
that's a big question. As you know, Ed, the UN Secretary General has a August 15 deadline to present Security Council with a plan. And what that plan is, I wish I knew. I have an inkling, but I don't know. It's still murky because they've changed in the past.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we'll be talking to you then as well. Yeah. Garry Pierre-Pierre, thank you very much.